Today we're going to demonstrate the ocular exam. Typically you use the linear probe. It's got great resolution and short depth. And so the indicator you can see is here, correlates the blue dot there. And so typically you can use a lot of gel on the eye. We sterilize the probe prior, or you can use a tegaderm patch over the eyelid. Preference is up to you. Make sure you put part of your hand on the nose or forehead so you know where you're at with pressure. And then you can see that the anterior chamber is coming into view here. Right now I'm in a transverse plane. And so you can see the lens there on the screen, anterior chamber. You can see all the vitreous here, which is anechoic, the way it should be. And then we'll focus a little bit more on the retina. So the retina is right here. And so typically once I get an excellent view like this, I have the patient look right, and then look left. And I do that a couple times and follow the retina for any retinal detachment if clinically indicated. The other thing you can do is look in the vitreous for kind of increased echogenicity or brightness, consistent more like a vitreous hemorrhage. You can also look at the lens if you're concerned for lens dislocation, and then there's other pathology you can learn to use as well. But typically for the basics, you do a transverse approach, have them look left to right, go through your general anatomy approach. Usually you're looking at the retina. Then what I do is I do a long view, sagittal, center it there, and then look left, and then look right, and then up and down. Good. And then the last thing I do is I check the optic nerve typically if you're concerned for increased ICP. So we'll see if we can get a view here. There. So this isn't right square on, but just for teaching purposes. There's the optic nerve there. Try your best to get it basically as linear as you can without too much overshadowing. And so what you can do is you can measure that. So you typically measure about 3 millimeters back, and it shouldn't be more than 5.5 millimeters wide. You can measure this. And his actually is showing as wide, but it's not square on. So you take 2 or 3 measurements and average them off. That's it.